What's up, guys? Well, I finally decided to upgrade my secondary PC. It used to have an old FX 8320 at 4.7 gigahertz and an old R9 280 I got for 75 bucks on eBay. But it was just getting a little slow and I wasn't really using it as much because, I've pretty much just been using this the whole time because it's so awesome. But anyway, I decided I would build myself an Intel rig this time, but I decided to do something a little different. So I went with a Xeon 2670. I actually got the idea from a channel called Tech City, who I guess the guy built a dual CPU version where he had two of these CPUs on a single motherboard, and that was just crazy. I didn't need anything like that. So I decided to go with a single one. I got the CPU for $50 about 5 or 6 months ago, but finding a motherboard was not easy. People wanted so much money, even for used motherboards. Like, it was 200 plus for an X79 motherboard, like a Sabertooth or something. So, basically, I held on to the CPU for a couple months and finally found a decent motherboard that was brand new on eBay. Went with Intel DX79TO. Not a bad motherboard, not the greatest, but it was brand new and it was $182, so I went with it. I was trying to do a pretty good value Xeon build here. Anyway though, I did a little tiny bit of some bus overclocking. Nothing too crazy. You can't do any too much crazy overclocking on a Xeon processor, but every little bit helps. And it's literally faster than my FX chip in every imaginable way. And it doesn't really get any hotter or anything. I've literally had this running for a couple of days now, and those are literally the max temps after stress tests, benchmarks, games. Those are the absolute maximum temps for the CPU. And that's not too bad. Anyway though, also upgraded the keyboard. I was using a Devastator 2 series Cooler Master keyboard mouse combo, but the keyboard I couldn't stand the keyboard, honestly, for one reason. You could only push 2 keys down. So I got this this Fire Rose MK3 mechanical keyboard for $44 on Amazon. It's pretty cool. It just doesn't really have a whole lot of lighting effects. Literally, those are the only two things you can do. You can have it breathe, or you can have it just be, normal. Or if you want and don't like lights, you could just shut the lights off. So, nice keyboard, 44 bucks, has some knockoff blue type switches. They're not Cherry MX or anything. They're not getting that for 44 bucks. And then I replaced the mouse with a Fire Dancing mouse. Both of these are from First Player, by the way. Figured I'd mention that. I don't think I said that at the beginning. I just kind of said their names. But mouse is pretty good. It's symmetrical. Obviously, it's not going to compete with a Zowie mouse, and nor is the keyboard can compete with a Corsair like keyboard. But for $12 and $44, I can't complain at all. These are both excellent. I like the ergonomic feel of this mouse. That's what it comes down to for me. I can't use a mouse if it's not comfortable and doesn't fit in my hand. Doesn't matter how good the sensor is or what all cool things the software it can do. I can't use it if I can't use it. And I can actually use this. The sensor isn't too bad. Obviously, this wouldn't be my first mouse of choice for competitive games like Counter-Strike Source. Or not Source. Man, I'm old school. Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Wouldn't really trust this for games like that. It could do it, but that would be my go-to mouse for games like that for sure. No acceleration, just excellent. Anyway, I also figure I'll list off the rest of the specs. We've only said the processor so far. So it's about processor and motherboard. Memory, I went with some G-Skill 2133 megahertz memory. But when I started bus overclocking, obviously that made the memory go way beyond its limits. So I actually had to downclock the memory, but it's sitting at almost 1000 megahertz. And obviously you have to times that by 2. Then you have the real. Not the fastest latencies, but it works. 16 gigs, quad channel. Good enough for me. G-Skill Ripjaws, 2133. Alright, and then for a cooler, I went with I got a used Noctua DH15, or no, DH14 for 35 bucks on eBay. Just happened to get a good deal on that. That was an awesome deal. Great CPU cooler. For a video card though, I went with a MSI GTX 960 6GB Gaming X, and overclocked it quite a bit already. I've pretty much gone as far as I can go on the core, at least as far as I can go without messing with volts. The memory might have a little more in it, but instead of showing you that, let's go to this. That's pretty much, those are my settings. 180 on the core, 200 on the memory. Memory might have a little more. The core literally just going up to 185 causes things to crash, whereas 180 I can play games for 8 to 10 hours and I won't even see as much as a dropped frame. So that's all the specs pretty much. I mean, the case is a deep cooled Trezorette, $31. Nothing too crazy, obviously. I am gonna probably get a better case for it eventually, but it's got an intake fan in the front. I've got a Gentle Typhoon up there, a Gentle Typhoon on the side, a Gentle Typhoon in the back, and 2 Noctua fans on the top. So it's got plenty of ventilation, but yet it's not like super loud or anything. Got my Xbox One controller hooked up to it right there. But before we start looking inside real quick and finish this video up, let me just show you a quick couple of benchmarks, just so you know what it's capable of. Not too bad. Not bad at all. And these are screenshots before I cleaned up my desktop and stuff. Pretty much on a fresh install. Well, besides having games, I mean, obviously those are gonna slow scores and stuff down if you had a bunch of stuff running in the background. Alright, so that's about it for benchmarks. Oh wait, no it's not. There's a couple. One more. There we go. It's the memory benchmark. Pretty dang good memory speeds in quad channel. But, alright. I'm going to pop the side off of this thing real quick. So I'm going to stop the camera, take the side off so we can take a look inside. Alright, now here's the inside. There's the Noctua DH14. Just has the stock fans on it. There's the 2 fans at the top. Back fan, you can't really see the front fan because it's all up in there, but there's the SSD and hard drive. Oh yeah, I didn't mention that. We got a Zotac 120 gig SSD. It's still pretty fast, as you saw in the benchmark. Not the fastest, obviously, but what do you expect for 40 bucks? And then I have a really old Samsung hard drive. I'm pretty sure the hard drive is from like 2008, but it keeps going, so I'm gonna keep using it. There's the video card. And then there's the motherboard stuff. We've still got another PCI Express slot in there, so we could go 2 cards if we wanted. We also have a couple PCI Express 1X slots, so I could put some more network cards, USB cards, stuff like that in if I wanted, and 1 PCI Express, or 1 PCI normal slot too. Man, this card is cool. I really like this MSI graphics card. Anyway though, that about does it for my cheap little Xeon build. Not bad for about 870 bucks total. But that's about it for this video. Till the next one, peace out guys.